This church is best known for its role in the beginning of the Revolutionary War and for Paul Revere's Freedom Ride. As a teenager, Paul Revere worked as a bell ringer here, which familiarized him with the bell ringing system, a very important part of his later life. Deep into the night of April 18, 1775, British soldiers left Boston to seize gunpowder from Concord.
To warn the Patriots, Revere asked allies at the church to shine a coded message from the steeple. 2 lanterns signaled to the Patriots that the British were coming across the Charles River, the shorter route to Concord. Paul Revere and his associates rode through the countryside to warn everyone of the British.
Although the church not getting recognition for this until 1860, 85 years later, when Henry Wadsworth Longfellow wrote his poem Paul Revere's Ride. In this poem, he wanted to rally the North for the start of the Civil War. He used historical inaccuracies, such as saying the lanterns were a message to Paul Revere rather than from him.
He uses Revere as a single hero, ignoring the other risers who rode that night. His poem, rather than a historical retelling, is more of a fictionalized version of that night, made to inspire Americans.
Officially called the Christ Church in the city of Boston, the Old North Church is an Episcopal church in Boston's North End. The church was built in 1723 and is the oldest standing church in the city. The church is also notable for its role in Paul Revere's Midnight Ride on April 18, 1775, when 2 lanterns in the steeple were illuminated, alerting the Patriots to the British military presence and movements during the Revolutionary War.
The congregation continues to host services there. While the secular nonprofit Old North Illuminated oversees tourism and preservation efforts, the church is part of Boston's Freedom Trail and is designated as a National Historic Landmark, a Boston Landmark, and a Boston National Historic Park. Christ Church held its first service on December 29, 1723, becoming Boston's second Anglican congregation, and the building was completed in 1726.
The church was closed on 1775 and 1778 due to the ongoing war. Other modifications, such as a new staple and pew, were made in the 1800s, and a rectory and sexton's house were built in the 1850s. The church's population dwindled in the late 19th century as pew owners passed away or moved out.
Eventually, the Episcopal Diocese of Massachusetts took over the church and renovated it. The style of the church is Georgian style and is likely influenced by Christopher Wren's London church designs. The name Old Church originally referred to the Second Church, a Puritan congregation from 1649.
The Old North Church was founded in response to the overcrowding at the First Anglican Church in Boston. Some well-known people who attended the Old North Church's masses include the last Queen of England and Theodore Roosevelt. There are many historic stories about the people who attended Mass there, including the story of Mehetabel Mash, who sat in pew 39, Alexander Chamberlain, who sat in pew 9, and Owen Richards, who sat in pew 75.
The Old North Church remains a historic landmark in Boston, although it still holds modern Mass like any other church. Once you stand on its ground, it quickly becomes apparent how much of a cornerstone to New England history this church really is.
We're on the way back.
Yes, we're on our way back. We just visited the Old North Church. What is your personal thoughts?
I thought the church was really pretty. I thought it was actually really nice in there. I love church.
Yes, I thought it was very nice. I thought that the vibes were off in the tomb because there's literally dead bodies.
It felt, I have a little bit of claustrophobia, and also the fact of being underground where people are buried and going on a tour there it rubbed me the wrong way.
I know, the vibes were off.
I don't know, I just know in the church, when we were in the church, the energy felt very up in the church, because there's a giant picture of Jesus there.
Yeah,
and that felt very nice.
It was really nice, and there.
Yeah,
the lighting was good. The people seemed to be bordering normal.
Yeah, the people who worked there were nice. The lady answered our questions.
Yeah, she was nice.
Yeah.
We took 100 million photos.
Yeah, because we weren't allowed to film.
Yes.
because Lila was filming, and then this guy said, "Are you taking a panoramic video?"
What is panoramic?
It's just like when it like shows the whole church. I don't know.
I don't know. It was interesting. But, I don't know. So, let's say you're Paul Revere. Why would you choose that church? Give me one example.
Well, he chose that church because he had worked there, and so he knew how the bell worked and like who would be able to see it.
But like, if you were Paul Revere and you didn't go to that church, why would you pick that church?
If I was Paul Revere and I didn't know that church, I would pick that church because it was a nice place to be.
Yeah, and it had these cubbies. Like
I did like that. The like box seating they had. That I feel like it was more like comfy and like private for like church.
I agree.
Like I feel like I don't know.
And the Queen of England.
The Queen of England went there. Elizabeth.
Yeah, it looked like she did that in the 50s maybe?
Yeah, I think it was 1948. Yes.
Yeah, I know it's because I was looking at her clothes in the photo and it looked super like 50s classic. The type of stuff she would wear like even past that.
Yeah. What do you think about the Queen of England? What's your opinion on her?
Wait, what?
What's your opinion on the Queen of England?
I think she was a good queen, but I don't think monarchy should be a thing.
I mean, either.
Like it's a complete abuse of power.
I think it's ridiculous, and I think people who are like overly like act like you have to treat them differently feels weird just because of who they like were born to.
Here's the thing, it just feels like I don't know, like classism. Because number one, they have little to no political power.
Yeah.
Two, they are literally getting paid because of their genetics. So they have millions and millions of dollars worth of jewelry, clothes, and their allowance, and they actually have no political power. So it just doesn't make sense to me. It's like giving your mascot, like the United States mascot, like $300 million to do what in a year.
So I was reading this article about how American people like want royals, and like how people always like have been like trying to get that. And I was like, why? I think I was
That's
like Friday.
Not true.
No. Like some people, like the people who are like act like Trump should be like president forever. That's what I was talking about. Like those kind of people.
Yeah, that's.
And I would say like why I think people do that.
Yeah, it's because they think that person represents them best, and they want a leader that will represent them best. And if they get another leader, there's no guarantee that person will align with their values the same way as that other person did.
Exactly, that's what I said. I think it's because it's familiarity, and they don't want things to change. And so if it's like, and when I think it's also because like when they're not like they don't have the right to vote anymore. I feel like there's some people who want that just like subconsciously to like so that they don't feel responsible and they can just like do what they want. I don't know if that made sense.
I don't know. It kind of does.
I wrote an article about that, so
That's interesting.
thank you.
How did you write that? Like, how long was the article?
It was like 2 pages.